Hey folks, Quilly here, and welcome to a Hearthstone video. I haven't done one of these in ages because I haven't actually played Hearthstone in ages and ages. The last time I played, this is how you can tell it's been a long time. When I logged into the game today, I was able to do the Menagerie and the Spire from Karajan, which were still locked the last time I played this game. That's how long it has been. This adventure, I'd logged in, I didn't, like, the first couple of wings that had opened up the first couple of weeks, and I hadn't logged in since then. I haven't done the class challenges for everything yet, and, like, it had been so long that when I logged in, the game gave me 3 free Ungoro packs and 3 free standard packs, and I have my quest, my one and only quest right now, is to play any 30 cards, and it looks like it might give me 3 extra packs to catch up there. Also, the store had offered me a beginner's bundle, which I'm assuming everyone gets a chance to buy once. Gives you a random legendary and like 10 packs for like $5. So I just went ahead and bought that, and I've bought a set of 60 packs for Journey to Ungoro here. So I figured we'd open those up. There is one deck that looks to be pretty accessible, even without the Mean Streaks of Gadget's End, because I have not played the Mean Streets at all. I don't have a single pack from the Mean Streets of Gadget's Hand, which may or may not make various deck building a little bit tricksy. So we'll see how that goes. But I've got at least one deck that I think I could put together pretty well with just the Ungoro cards, so figured to do that. What the hell, right? Let's go and open these standard packs first. I mean, I know these are going to be not super exciting, but we'll just see if we happen to get something kind of on a slightly niftier side. Probably it's all just going to be Arcane Dust at this point, because I have gotten a fair number of those, but you never know. Ooh, Ancient Allures. Remember when those used to be good? Haven't seen that in ages. So sorry, I'm going to go really fast here. I'm going to assume that the opening of the standard packs is not going to be terribly exciting. You can speed this, what spacebar, I think? To drag things over instead? Yeah, then you just tap it again, it keeps opening. What happens if I tap spacebar again? Nothing, so I still have to click. Okay. Oof. Where's my button? Okay, that was interesting and slow. Maybe I went too quick with the spacebar. Open, 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 open. I don't know if I'm missing any of the standard legendaries. I mean, probably somewhere along there. What's interesting about the Ancient Allure, actually, I think I disenchanted all my Ancient Allures when they got changed. Ooh, a Pyroblast! Ooh, sexy. In the beta, was Pyroblast like 8 mana? Or am I thinking of Mind Control that was like 8 mana and then they brought up to 10? I feel like there was something like that happened. So yeah, we're going to go through just the... Oh, what do you get? Hey, Nose Dormu! I don't think I had Nose Dormu. I mean, you know, he's fine, I guess. He's a dragon, so... That's good. Maybe if I ever want to play Dragon Priest. Something like that. Alright. Let's go, let's go, let's go. Open faster. We want to get to the good stuff. Force of Nature. Oh, remember when that used to be good. Man, I like playing Druid. It's probably my single favorite class, but when Force of Nature stopped being the charge stuff, it hurt a lot. But here's one of the things. With the fact that I have missed the Mean Streets of Gadget's Hand, I missed, like what was it? Is it Jade Druid or something like that? I saw those. I'm like, oh, that's cool! I like Druid. It looked like fun. Any viable Druid deck is fun in my books. So here's our first Ungoro pack. I don't know anything about any of the cards over here. Poisonous. Is this the insta-kill ability? Yeah. Now, that's the fact that it's taunt is quite good. In Magic the Gathering, there's a lot of cards that have that sort of like death touch kind of ability. They're more valuable in Magic the Gathering because Magic, you get to choose who you block, so there's a lot more potency there. I suspect this is not a power card, but, you know, it does have some value there. I don't know. I mean, the problem is it's kind of weak, so this is purely defensive, you know, and it's not really setting you up for kill stuff. But it does murder other things pretty well. Deal 1 damage to each hero? I mean, it's a beast, I guess. It's 2-1 for 1, sure. Ultrasaur, 7-14 beast for 10, Evolving Spores, adapt all your minions? Choose one of 3 bonuses. Wait, oh, so this is not evolve. This is adapt. Is this new from this expansion? Or is this around before? Choose one of 3 bonuses. So what, all your minions presumably in play? I bet you that's pricey, but I wonder what kind of effects there are. I have no idea what those are. Thunder Lizard, Battlecry. If you played an elemental last turn, adapt. Well, there's that adapt again. Okay. I haven't heard much mention of those words, so I don't know if it's like a super powerful thing or not. Taunt, battle. Okay. Discard 2 random cards. Now that's interesting, because what I'm looking at, the deck that I think will be very feasible is a discard Warlock, an aggressive discard Warlock. Sort of like an aggro zoo sort of throwback to earlier days. Seems to be fairly viable with mostly cards I already have, plus a few key ones. I don't remember if the Lakari Fellhound is one of them. It may be. I don't remember. I've got a little bit of a shopping list. We'll see. Death Rattle summons a Devilsaur. Alright. Sure. Now, some of these cards are going to be like, oh, this is going to be awesome in Arena, and others are construction only. And they tend to have fairly different groups. There's another Lakari Fellhound. I guess they're common, so I'm going to get lots of those. Ironhide, gain 5 armor for a card. What? No. No, right? No? Probably not. I don't think so. Add a random beast to your hand. What? Okay, now that's interesting. I mean, it's only 1/1 for what? I mean, it's like, it's sort of kind of a dead card by itself. And the random aspect is scary, but it's interesting. Like, it's a valid turn 1 play. But even later in the game, it's not horrible. It's a beast. There's things. I don't know. What is this? Taunt, Battlecry, discover a taunt minion. Taunt all the things. Okay. Sure. So we'll have to see if we get any legendaries in this. I got 1 legendary in my basics, but that's not really what we're looking for over here. Some people have made the case that Hearthstone's effectively gotten more expensive in the fact that they've actually got more viable legendaries now, and they take so much dust to craft that it makes it more expensive to build a lot of the top decks. It was interesting in the early days, there were very few legendaries that were actually worthwhile. A lot of it was around Sylvanas, especially before she got nerfed. I think she increased her cost at some point. And a couple others here and there. But with each expansion, they've gotten better at printing legendaries, which is good, except legendaries are a lot harder to come by, so it effectively increases the cost a lot. 1/7 taunt, +3 attack during your opponent's turn. Oh, he's very good at blocking. He's expensive as shit, though. What? I mean, 5 mana for a 4/7 with taunt would be alright. But only having it during the opponent's turn. It's an elemental type. Have we seen the elemental type before? I mean, we must. Maybe, for all I know, in like the Gadget Sand expansion or something. But there aren't that many. Like, I was expecting that to be a demon. It's a little bit different. Well, there's another elemental there. So they're both tars. +2 attack during your opponent's turn. I see. You know what? For 3, it feels a lot better. I feel like a 1/5/3/5 for 3 with taunt is a lot better than this version over here. Am I crazy? And it's interesting that this one's neutral. Cruel Dynamizer. Death Rattle. Summon a random minion you discarded this game. Now that's interesting. Again, I'm talking about maybe doing a discard deck, but I don't know like if tempo-wise this works. It's random. He's quite expensive for an aggro deck, but maybe a late card drop. I don't know. Big fat taunter. Give a friendly Murloc +1/+1. Ah, Murloc card. So good. Although the other thing is, I don't know what's still in standard or not, so there's a lot of things that might change with the card pool. Direhorn Hatchling. Taunt 2/6. Death Rattle. Shuffle a 6/9 with taunt. I don't know what the cost of the 6/9 will be. That's not bad. It's interesting. Not great for tempo, but that is a lot of taunt. Huh. Long Neck. Hey, if you are holding a minion with 5 or more attack, adapt. If you're holding. So it's 5/1. Normally I would not be a fan of 5/1s at all. But assuming that there's an adapt, and I don't know, like choose 1 of 3 bonuses. I don't know if the bonuses will be random or not. We're going to have to test this out. I mean, if you can guarantee something that increases the defense or something like that, or can give this charge, all of a sudden becomes very viable. Battlecry, adapt. Okay, so there's a lot of this adapt shit, so I'm really going to have to figure out what the frack it does. Give your weapon poisonous. For 3, you're guaranteed to kill something, even if it's only 1 damaged weapon. Interesting. I don't know if I'm sold on it. I mean, it gives you a lot of clear potential, though. Especially if you've got something with a lot of charges. Deal 15 damage to a minion, and 3 damage to adjacent ones. For 6! Wait, hold on. That's... I mean, that's... Unless they've got some weird effect. That's a guaranteed kill of 1 minion. For 6 is very expensive. The splash damage, I suspect it's too expensive. Although, in Arena, holy crap, that is like that's going to be a god card, I suspect. Give you all the board control. Ornery Diehard, Taunt, Adapt. Alright. Hey, 2 rare. Wow. 2 rares and an epic in this pack. Good pack. Steam Surger. If you played an elemental last turn, adds a Flame Geyser to your hand. Okay. Battlecry, freeze an enemy. 2/1 for 1 is fine. It's got a neat ability. Might pay off. I don't know. Actually, that's kind of interesting. Primordial Glyph. Discover a spell, reduce its cost by 2. Oh, that sounds really good. That sounds really good. Now, it's not limited to your class, which means there's a lot more randomness in what spells you get. But the reduced cost by 2 is very tempting. Huh. Feeding Time. Deal 3 damage to a minion. Summon 3 1/1 Pterodaxes. I assuming those are just like, what, 1/1 beasts with no particular traits, I suspect. I like how this, like, discovers another Murloc. Only if you have another one, so you've already got to start snowballing with your Murlocs, but it's a really powerful effect, actually. Battlecry Adapt, okay. Lots of these Pterodaxes. Air Elemental, can't be targeted by spells or hero powers. Now, it can't be targeted by hero powers, but I believe you could still, like, weapon up as a rogue or a druid and kill this thing. But it can't be maged. Also can't be healed, I suppose, if you're a priest, but I don't think that's particularly relevant. Taunt, Death Rattle, give a random friendly minion +1/+1. I mean, that's a whole lot of taunt, but for 4, and the Death Rattle, a lot of times, your opponent will be able to work things so that there's no friendly minion around, so I don't know. Although I suppose you could trigger it on your turn somehow, but you'd probably be inclined to heal this thing most of the time on your turn. It doesn't feel strong enough. Am I crazy? I don't think I'm crazy. What are you? Light Fuse, Stegodon. So a lot of dinosaurs here, but Ungoro makes a lot of sense for that. 3/4, adapt your Silverhand recruits. Well, if you can get a lot of Silverhand recruits, then that's good. I don't know what spells are still in the game to allow you to get more Silverhand recruits more faster. Oh, there's that Flame Geyser that something gave me. Deal 2 damage and add a half elemental to your hand. I know it's a 1/2 elemental, but it looks like a half elemental. Giant Anaconda. 5/3 Druid Beast, really expensive. Death Rattle, summon a minion from your hand with 5 or more attack. I mean, it plays a minion for free, which is great. You got to hold it in your hand. It's sick expensive. Yeah, it gets you another one, but it's only 5. I'm not convinced on that one. I'll probably be like proven wrong by some sort of sick deck of some kind, but yeah, I'm not really there. So another one of these inventing weapons that I'm not too keen on. Oh, there's the giantest version of the Tarlord. I mean, he's quite tough at that point. 11 points of taunt is a pretty big wall. He's pricey. And again, his wall is very deadly, but that's about it. He's only good as a wall. Barely counts as an attacker. I don't know, unless you can buff him in some other ways. Add 2 half elementals to your hand. Shuffles a raptor into your deck, so gets bigger. And again, I mean, doesn't necessarily help you that much with tempo, but maybe. Because, like, adding something in your deck, the question is, would you want that 4/3 raptor in your deck? If you were constructing a deck, is that a card you would want in there? Bittertide Hydra. I'm sorry, wait, he's an 8/8 for 5? Whenever this minion takes damage, deal 3 damage to your hero. Right. But the board and the tempo and the... Whoa, that's quite powerful. I suspect. Again, maybe not so much in Constructed, but he'd be very tempting in a lot of arena decks, I think. Free from Ember. Discover a minion that costs 8 or more and summon it. Okay, so you're paying 8. You're paying 8 for a minion that costs 8. So it's not saving anything, but you get a choice, which might give you the option of picking something that's appropriate for the situation, or might not. The summon it, I don't think it'll trigger the Battlecry, because I think Battlecries only trigger when it gets played from hand. So... yeah, there's no way that that's going to be viable, right? Unless you can cheapen it somehow, which could be a thing. Deal 3 damage to a minion, summon the 3 Pterodaxes, right. I mean, 3 tokens, so it's 3 damage, and you get 3 tokens. Maybe it's 5, though. That's really brutal. Molten Blade. Each turn this is in your hand, transform it into a new weapon. Alright, that's fun. Hydrologist. Discover a secret. It's a Murloc that discovers a secret. I'm happy Secret Paladin isn't a thing anymore, because I found that really annoying to play against. I mean, I'm not going to be one of these people that goes around saying these decks are cancer, blah, 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 but it felt very unsatisfying to play against them, because it felt like, you know, oh, you're ahead, and then you're not, because they've got a lot of abilities to really sort of, like, reset things in a bizarre way. Okay, this Ravenous Pterodax I was interested in. Destroy a friendly minion to adapt twice. Again, I have to look at the adapts, but that's interesting if you play this in sort of a zoo deck kind of situation. Maybe. Primordial Drake. Deal 2 damage to all other minions. It's very expensive. There's no way that, like, the 2 damage is worth anything at that stage in the game. If this was, like, a 1/2 for 4 that had that battle cry, it would be amazing. Or something like that, you know? Just picking random numbers out of my ass. Adapt a friendly minion. Battle Cry. Add a razor petal to your hand that deals 1 damage. Is it just a spell that does 1 damage? Is it free? Is it like a mini backstab or something without restrictions? maybe? Might not be free. It might cost 1. But even then, that's fine. I mean, I don't know if the card's worth playing, but, like, the effect would be fine. Oh, yeah, that's the Raptor Hatchling some more. Okay. Crack. Battlecry. Destroy a pirate and gain +1/+1. Well, I know that, like, the pirate decks have been a problem for a little while, but that's pretty, like, counter-techy. If you could sideboard in Hearthstone like you can in Magic the Gathering, then maybe, but you can't, so... Deal 4 damage to a minion, restore 4 health to your hero. It's 4 mana, though. I don't know. I don't think so. My rare's another Devilsaur Egg. Okay. I mean, you can do silly decks. Like, this has existed since, what, Naxxramas? Where you, like, oh, I have a 0/2, and I make it taunt so that it spawns a 4/4 when you kill it, or all those damn effects. What are you? Stonehill Defender. You taunt, Battlecry, Discovery, Taunt. Oh, no. We have one of those already. Right. Okay. Fine. What do you got here? What is this? Free from Amber again. Ah! I'm not convinced that's a good card at all. Getting a lot of dupes on our rares, it feels like. Doesn't it? Direhorn, Hatchling. Yeah, we've gotten one of those before as well. I mean, we've only opened 18 decks, and we've got a few rare dupes. I know there's people have complained about it. I mean, that'll happen when you look at, there's a second Evolving Spores. When you've got small sample sizes or whatever, any one person can have a weird run of duplicates. It happens, but it's pretty unsatisfactory. Battlecry, adapt, then adapt. That's interesting, because there's another one that says adapt twice. Is adapt, then adapt different than adapt twice? I don't know. Maybe it's exactly the same, and it's just worded, I don't know, for more drama here. Boom. So we're 20 cards down. And no legendaries yet. I mean, statistically, that's fine, but I've never had very good luck with opening these packs on stream or in video like this. It's always come out to be statistically quite poor for me. Epic. Explore Ngoro. Replace your deck with copies of Discover a Card. Wait. So every single card in your deck just becomes a card that says Discover a Card? So you remove your entire deck, and every card you play gives you a choice of 3 cards. Completely at random? That's fascinating! I mean, it's completely random, but it's really entertaining. Hey, there's a lot of rares here. Adapt, another Volcano. Oh, no, this is different. Deal 15 damage, randomly split among all minions. So, it's an arcane missile that only targets minions, but can also target your own minions. I'm not convinced that that's bad, though. I mean, with the overload, that does make it suck, but is there some sort of, like, shaman control deck version? It's like, you need, like, a shaman version of, like, a freeze mage or some damn thing like this. Mimic Pod. Draw a card, then add a copy of it to your hand. Oh, so it's like a cheaper Thistle Tea or something. Okay. More Raptor Hatchlings. Well, we're going to get some extra dust out of this. Which is good, because we will probably need it to craft some legendaries of some kind. So, summon a... Oh, yes. We've seen the Cruel Dinomancer. I'm not sure about that one. Earth and Scales. Give a friendly minion +1/+1. Then gain armor equal to its attack. It's cheap. The problem is it worth, like, drawing a card to do that? You could potentially gain a lot of armor. Like, effectively, this could turn out to be, like, as powerful as the Druid healing spell. Costs 3 and heals you 8. Like, it could do something kind of like that for cheaper. I don't know. I suspect that's not a really strong card. Might not kill me in Arena, but... There's that Ironhide again. Ooh, Golden Common! Ooh, yeah. Steam Searcher, have we seen this? Oh, yes. If you played an Elemental last turn. That's a mage-specific card, too, though. And, like, we ran into, like, Warlock Elementals and things. So I don't know how many Elementals there are. There's one. But 4/8 Wind Fury... No. No, there's no way. That's just crap, right? I'm not crazy. Choose a friendly minion, summon a 1/1 copy of it. Now, that's very interesting. I mean, obviously you don't get to take advantage of its battle cry, but there's lots of other effects that could come in handy with that. That's very interesting. Oh, what do we have here? Spirit Echo. Give your minions Death Rattle, return this to your hand. Huh. You need a fair board presence. You'd want more than, you know... Well, either you want a lot of minions or at least 1 or 2 really valuable minions. I don't know. There could be some gimmicky shit to do that. Adapt all your minions. We've seen that. Is that like my third one of those? If you played an elemental last turn, discover an elemental. Well, there you go. I mean... They've got an elemental tribe thing going on. And I bet you there's something in the mean streets of Gadgetzan. Like, oh! Oh, there's... Okay, so... This is my first quest card. Now, this is the first expansion that introduces these, right? So it's guaranteed to start in your hand. And you can complete it for a reward. So, you play it and leave it in play? Can it be attacked? Can it be destroyed in any kind of way? Or is it just there? I think it's just there. I think you play it and it takes up like 1 of your slots on the table. So it's like 1 less minion you can summon. I think is the way it works. So, quest. Summon 10 Murlocs. Reward Megafin. I'm assuming Megafin is just like a giant Murloc. Alright, well, I mean, if I had any intention to play Murloc decks. But it takes up the legendary slots, huh? Tortollan Primalist. 8 cost, 5/4, Battlecry, discover a spell, and cast it with random targets. No, come on. No. I got a second Volcano. I like the Volcano, I think, for arena play, because it'll let you equalize when you fall behind on the board. You just, like, stop casting a little bit, let them overextend, and blow everything up. Another Direhorn Hatchling. Lots of rare dupes. Oh, there's an epic. Glutinous Ooze. Destroy your opponent's weapon and gain armor equal to its attack. So it's a 3 casting off 3/3, destroy a weapon, and then you get some armor out of it. Yeah, alright, that's fine, depending on metas and things like that. Ain't nothing wrong with it. Is this my second golden common of this guy? Which, you know, is fine. If you're going to have golden cards, I always want them in pairs, because it annoys me when you have to put 1 golden and 1 normal one. It drives me crazy. I don't like the deck list. I'd rather put 2 normal ones in that case. Oh, another Devilsaur egg. Okay, sure, that's fine. We need lots of those. We need about 15 Devilsaur eggs, guys. Otherwise, I'll be disappointed. Lightfuse Stegodon. Oh, that's the Adapt Silverhand Recruits. Okay. What's you? Direhorn Hatchling. Is that number 4? Epic. What you got for me? Stone Sentinel, you're new. 4/4 for 7. Battlecry. If you played an elemental last turn, so this is a shaman version, summon 2/3 elementals with taunt. Alright, so you get your Spirit Wolves. It's expensive, but all you had to do is summon an elemental last turn. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe. I don't know. They're really pushing this idea of these elemental decks. They've got them spread out a little bit. Another Raptor Hatchling. Cornered Sentry. I think this is the first time I've seen this. Oh! Oh, that's funny. It's the art from Jurassic World. So it's a 2/6 with Taunt. That instantly... Okay, it's not a Death Rattle. It's summon 3 1/1 Raptors for your opponent. It's not awful. There's ways to work with that. I don't know. I mean, I doubt that it's a power card, but it's interesting. Another Stonehill Defender. Double Epic. Well, there you go. There's something. Blood Bloom. You're new. The next spell you cast this turn costs health instead of mana. Thematically great. The question is, what spell will you be looking to trigger with this? Because you're spending 2 cards to cast a spell presumably much earlier than you would normally do it. Or combo it with something else. I still think Primordial Glyph is cool. I have no idea if this is a card that's like making to a lot of decks or not. It feels very strong. Blood Bloom is interesting. It feels like the sort of thing you'd find in Magic the Gathering to like power crazy combo decks. I don't know if like Hearthstone has that. I don't know what you would do. Like Nether, whatever, blow up all the creatures? I don't know. Another Lightfuse Stegodon, sure. I think that was number 3. I'm not sure though. Earthen Scales, okay. I think that's my second one of those. So the question is there any chance that with the cards I've gotten so far, I can make like any of the like vaguely meta-ish decks with minimal crafting. And I'm not sure if that's the case. Adds 2 Razor Petals to your hand that deal 1 damage. Okay, I've got to assume that Razor Petals cost 0. It's the only thing that makes sense. So this is 2 mana to do effectively 2 damage to separate targets or whatever. You could save them. It does trigger multiple spells. So if, like, I don't know, is Gadgetan's Engineers or Gadgetan Auctioneer still in the Standard? Because then all of a sudden that's like Holy Miracle Rogue. Molten Reflection. Choose a friendly minion, summon a copy of it. Not a 1/1 copy, a whole actual copy. And this is an elemental with actually a pretty neat death rattle. Guaranteed to hit a minion, which is usually what you want early on. It always sucks when some of those effects hits the enemy player when you really need some board presence. Oh, 2 rares. Okay, we've seen plenty of those. Oh yeah, this is a second copy. Oh my god. It's an epic, and I have 2 copies of this Drake, which seems to be really poop to me. Absolute poop. I don't know, it's dragon. Maybe it fits in somewhere with, like, dragon deck tech. But, I don't know. Corrupting Mist is new. Corrupt every minion. Destroy... Oh! Right, there was a spell that was corrupt. Your enemy minion dies at the start of the next turn. So this is every minion, so it can clear the board after 1 turn. It's like a weird Doomsayer. It's... Again, like Warlock Freeze Mage weirdness something. Or I think I was talking about Shaman Freeze Mage. So another copy of that. Yeah, sure, that's fine. Golden Rare. Golden Rare Devilsaur Egg. Seriously? Enough with those. This card distribution seems kind of like poop. Draw 2 1-cost minions from your deck. It's a 3/5 that will give you a couple of 1-cost minions in your hand. That's actually not the worst value. Assuming you've got a deck with lots of 1 casting cost. Lets you hit, like, decent cards in the mid-game. There's another copy of that Envenom Weapon. And I'm sure there's plenty of rares I haven't seen yet. Oh. Dinomancy. Your hero power becomes give a beast +2/+2. Okay, that's really cool. That's really cool. It's cool, right? Damn. I mean, again, you know, I have no idea if that'll ever make it into one of the power meta decks. But that's just seems like a fun archetype. Everyone likes themed decks. So we make a beast themed deck, great. We get a couple of copies of Dinomancy, and we just go kind of raw. And that works great until you get to like rank 17 or something. It's like, sure, fine, excellent. I like it. It's cool. I think this is new. Spiked Ridge Steed. Give a minion +2/+6 and taunt. And when it dies, you summon a Stegodon. I'm assuming the Stegodon might be a 2/6 with taunt or something like that. That's... it's very expensive. I am entertained by it, though. I'm very entertained. And it'll depend on what the stats on the actual Stegodon is. If it is another 2/6 with taunt, that becomes value. Rare. Another Envenom Weapon. Oh, epic. It's my second copy of this guy, too. It's a second duplicate epic that I don't think I particularly care about. This is very disappointing. Give me another legendary or quest card or something like that. There's another free from Amber. Okay. I mean, when it's rare duplicates, it's a little less crazy. When it's the epic duplicates and they're shit, you can be disappointed. Crackling Razor Maw. Nice art, I gotta say. I mean, a 3/2 for 2 is always fine for, like, arena value and things like that. Adapt a Friendly Beast. I mean, you can't do it itself, because you gotta target your battle cry before you play the card. But, there we go. I'll make some sort of Beast Hunter or something. 4/6 can't attack. Or, sorry, 4/8 can't attack. It's big. It is humongous, I will tell you that. It's clearly quite large. Draw a secret from your deck. Yeah, that's good. You know, I don't know if it has a slot in some of these decks, but it's good. There's another copy. So that's my fourth copy of Evolving Spores. Terrascale Stalker. I think that's the first one. Battlecry. Trigger a friendly minion's death rattle. That's interesting. It's untyped. Rare is, I think you're new. Fire Plume Harbinger. 1/1 for 2. Battlecry. Reduce the cost of elementals in your hand by 1. Oh! Funky. It's a shaman. Okay, 2 rares. Another copy of this. Another copy of this. It's my first Shadow Visions. Discover a copy of a spell in your deck. That's probably much more powerful. There's no probably. It's clearly much more powerful than a random discover. Because presumably the cards in your deck are, you've picked strong ones that work with whatever you're trying to do. I think Shadow Visions is quite cool. It's got similar art to the that mage one, right? I don't know. Frozen Crusher. After this minion attacks, freeze it. So it can only attack every other turn. If you can give it taunt, it's fine, I suppose, but... Alright. Do. Oh, summon 2/1/1 Silverhand Recruits. Which is okay, because there's a thing that like causes you to evolve your Silverhand Recruits so you can spawn more. I got a second copy of Dinomancy! That's all of a sudden very exciting. Because to me, Dinomancy, again, I don't know if it's a power card, but it's a fun card, and if you're going to make your Hunter Beast deck, you want 2 copies of this. So I might have to go and do that. Huh. Thought I was going to be making this this Warlock thing. Vicious Fledgling. After this minion attacks a hero, adapt. So go for face and keep adapting. Alright. Bum 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 bum. What are you? Battlecry. If you play an elemental last turn, gain taunt and a divine shield. It is not itself an elemental, though. That's, I mean, if taunt and divine shield 3/5 for 4 is a hell of a lot of value. A frack ton of value. I guess we did have a few elementals, because that, like, Whirlwind, the Shaman 3/1, I think was an elemental. I don't remember. Oh, another guy, one of those. So, maybe. Well, there you go. There's 60 packs. Is it money well spent? I don't know. I do have a little bit of gold. And I'll save some for some arena. Let's go ahead and get 1, 2, 3, and a 4th pack of this, just to see if we can't get a little bit more something going on here. Corrupting Mist. Again, kind of interesting. So I'm okay with having a pair of those. Golden Rare, Molten Reflection. Oh yeah, copy a minion. Bright-Eyed Scout. Draw a card, change its cost to 5. What? What? No. That's too random and stupid. Right? Another feeding time. Actually, that might be my second feeding time, which is okay. If it works, then you want 2, I guess. Vine Cleaver, I don't think I've seen this. After your hero attacks, summon 2/1/1 Silverhand Recruits. With 3 durability. It's very expensive, though. It's too expensive. Another Direhorn Hatchling. Oof. Suppose I can go and see how much dust this has all given me. Grind. I mean, 13 of the packs I got were the standard packs, too, right? So, if we go to crafting and we disenchant, we'll get enough dust to buy a legendary. There we go. Which I guess is on the bright side of, oh, I could have, be nice, like, I wanted to prioritize, I don't know, golden cards. Like, this one here, like, the art is cool, right? But I'm not going to play a single golden card. If I had 2, then I'd dust the normal ones. But here it's like, I could dust this. For, you know, an extra 100 dust. Because it's golden. It's worth more like that. So that's quite cool. You can see, like, I made some decks to do the, these are everything I used to do the whatchamacallit, the Karajan stuff. And this is, like, the idea, like, the aggro dislock. I don't even remember the name of the cards that I was thinking about. If I go into crafting mode and type in discard, and then a filter for here. Whenever you discard a card, draw a card. Probably, I don't know. I suspect you throw those in. Like we can take a look at the deck because I've got room for a couple here. For 2 cards, 2 copies of 2 cards. And I want to be in crafting mode. There we go. Right, I need a Clutch Mother, but I mean, it's not super surprising that. I mean, it's a. I'm sorry, do I have 10,000 Arcane Dust? Okay, I have quite a few, actually. You need one. So, I mean, it's a legendary, so it's not a surprise they didn't get it. Whenever you discard it, give it +2/+2 and return it to your hand. Awesome potential. Awesome potential. So, I'll probably have to create that. Yeah, the question will be the Lakshari Fellhound. 3/8 with Taunt. Discard 2 random cards. I got the Dinomancer as well. Not Deathwing. So, yeah, I think it's got to be a couple of Imps. And I mean, we have to craft the Clutch Mother. That's going to be the basis of the deck here. And I'm going to do it. Screw it. It's fine. There you go. Ooh, you can undo it right away. Nope, I'm doing it. So, I got that, and it's got room for one more. And I think what I was thinking is that... I guess I've only got one pirate in here. Well, a pair of them. That's it. Because I was thinking, like, I could craft that pirate guy that gets summoned when you cast a pirate, or... What else? Because there's a lot of discard. If you discard this minion, summon it. That was the other idea. I felt like there was there not one more card that I was like, oh, that would be useful to have? I mean, I guess I can put in the Lakari Fellhounds, but I'm not... Do you put in the Cruel Dinomancer for, like, a late game kind of thing? Summon a random minion discard of this game. I'm not sure that it comes in for the win. Like, this deck is going to be really about, like, lots of tempo. Get, you know, the things that aren't in there. You've got things that give you a few more tokens. The Crazed Alchemist to kill some taunt stuff. Then other than that, it's tempo, right? More attack. It's cheap, and, you know, there are going to be plenty of weapons out there. And I think if you're talking about, like, aggro and speed, you really want... What is that guy called? Pirate. But he's a pirate legendary, right? Crafting. Patches. That's the guy I'm thinking of. He's from Mean Streets, right? Yeah. After you play a pirate, summon this minion from your deck. I don't know if he's worth crafting for 1,600. That's the problem. Let me just check discard again, because I don't think there are any other discard synergies. There's a quest: discard 6 cards, get a Nether portal. But again, that would be a legendary crafting, and I'm not sure. But yeah, in terms of crafting, there's nothing else that's got the word discard. I've got it all. Other than that. 2 seems like a lot. It's a big creature, but Taunt's not really the way that I'm going to win. It's going to be about, like, lots and lots and lots of crazy aggression. I was seeing some of this online. Maybe I'll put this in now, but I will consider maybe crafting that pirate, which I think was in one of the decks I saw on Reddit as an idea. And it, like, inspired me, because I realized, oh, I can build this deck mostly out of cards I have. I only need... I'm going to have to check again. I guess I'm probably thinking Clutch Mother's Avis, which you can only have one. But I'm like, there's 2 cards I need from this expansion to make this work. And I think it was Malkazar's Imp and Clutch Mother's Avis. And there's only one of those. And then the other spot in, probably put in the Pirate or something of that nature. I mean, the Fellhound does work relatively well with this in that it'll trigger multiple things. For 5 mana, you put down the Imp, put this down, draw a shit ton of cards, I suppose, if you have them. I mean, you're just cycling because you're discarding, but it's not meant to be a very long deck. So I'm going to go and put a cut in here, but I think next episode I'm going to try this deck out. Maybe I'll do one game against the AI first, just to make sure I sort of vaguely understand. No, you know what? We'll just go into play mode. It's fine. Next episode, discard aggro lock. It's fine. See you there.